Right, I'm Mark Scoggins. I'm a lawyer in private practice based in London, and I've spoken at a number of SHE events over the years. Traditionally, I've looked backwards at things that have happened in the recent past and their implications for the current times. But at the SHE Show, the South Show, I'll do as I've done for the Northeast, to look at things in the longer term future, probably 5 or 10 years ahead. A number of things that are going to come together, areas of concern. For example, we have an aging workforce. 20 years ago, around a third of the workforce was aged over 50. At the moment, it's close on 40%. The HSE estimated 2 years ago that it would be 45%. Well, I think it's going to be higher than that because the compulsory retirement age was abolished in 2011. When you look at the current economic pressures, cost of living, energy, we're all very familiar with that, and you couple it with persistently low returns on annuities and pensions, there's going to be more pressure for older people to continue in the workforce, not because they want to, but because they have to. And that brings all sorts of problems. They don't particularly want to go to work. They may be becoming less able to perform the job, and that sort of begins to undermine the traditional relationship between employer and employee. Coupled with that, there are changes coming in the way that employees' health is monitored. And again, you put that together with the aging workforce. The capabilities for wearing well, it's called a wearable, but a thing like a Fitbit, which will monitor your heart rate, all sorts of things. You know, how long you've slept, what your blood sugar can be. What I'm concerned about is that employees are going to face themselves effectively wearing an electronic tag in order to carry out their jobs. And that creates a further tension between them and employers. Thirdly, we're going to have an increasing amount of home working. Home working isn't new. It's been around for 20, 30 years in quite substantial numbers. All that the pandemic has done is to accelerate the pace of change. Difficult to know what the current numbers are. The most recent ones come from last autumn. But my own view is that probably 40% of those that can work from home are doing so and will continue to do so. And that will grow because the government's got a number of initiatives in the pipeline, some of them already here, reducing energy costs, reducing transport costs, building and other environmental concerns. All of that, together with increasing technology, is going to make it more attractive, both for employers and employees, not to have to sit on a train, sit on a bus and come into an office. They can work from home or close to home. 3 main points, and again, they're all connected. The workforce is getting older, and it's getting older at an increasing rate, and there will be pressures on those still in employment to stay in employment. That creates problems for bringing younger people into the workforce. Second, and although this is mainly about the younger generation, it applies much wider across the board, issues of mental health, in that jobs are becoming far less personalized. They're done more by processes and systems, and artificial intelligence is likely to increase that pace of change. That leads to employees feeling less confident, less empowered, less experienced. That poses a risk from them because their decisions may be less than robust, but it poses a risk to them of mental issues. And employers have got to be very alive to that, and I think addressing it now. Thirdly, when you add all that together with the government's green initiatives, we're going to end up with an older workforce working away from centralized offices with equipment which may be subject to cyber attacks. Those are increasing, and the numbers are quite scary. It's far more than is reported in the press. The Department of Culture did a report about just over a year ago that showed that roughly half of medium to large-sized businesses have suffered either malware, denial of service, phishing. That's a scary number, and that's going to go up.